Let's welcome on board Hemang Jani as well to talk to us about a few more stocks. Hemang, I was looking at some notes this morning, and there has been some interesting initiation on Seller World with an upside of almost 31%. And apparently, Castrol also held its analyst meet, and people have come back a bit more positive. Do you have a view on either of these names?
Yeah, good morning. So Castrol has seen a very strong bounce back in the last 4 to 6 months, and one of the reasons is the way the company has restructured and reorganized its business, and also the fact that some of the new initiatives that the company has taken, in terms of new products, I think the market has liked those. It's been a very slow moving kind of a stock for a while, but because of this new initiatives, the market is liking that. We think that given the pedigree, the brand, the distribution, though the stock has run up, I think there is still some more room on the upside. I think a 15 to 20% kind of an upside is possible. Remember, it's a dividend yield stock with a 3.8% kind of a dividend. So, surely positive view on Castrol.
Right, okay, that's a take coming in on Castrol. Bunch of other names which we're going to be looking out for. What happens in Idea today? Remember, the board is going to be meeting on the fundraise, so that's going to be one stock on the radar. And then, of course, amongst the big ones, L&T as well, which has been chugging along very nicely. Yesterday, too, it contributed to about 22 points on the Nifty. Maybe not been for that, we could have seen a steeper fall that we did in the last half an hour or so. But Hemang, just wanted to get some large cap calls that you have. Any buy recommendations?
Yeah, so large cap, I think banks is where we have a positive view. I think given the underperformance of the bank Nifty versus Nifty in the last 12 months, and the fact that the private sector banks have underperformed big time versus their PSU counterparts, we do see a lot of value in names like ICICI Bank, the smaller name maybe a Federal Bank. So this is one pocket where we do see both growth and valuation comfort, and some of the other names like L&T after numbers had a cut of almost about 4 to 5%. But given the growth outlook, the position that it has, rival in the Middle East, I think is boding well for L&T at this point of time.
Okay, point taken. So that's a view coming in.
In this market chop and churn, Hemang Jani, which is one stock you are buying and you plan to buy and you will buy at 9:15 today?
Think real estate is a space which has gone through a bit of a consolidation, and when we look at the incremental data points in terms of new project launch, the fresh sales, they all are looking good. So I think we could look at two companies, Mahindra Lifespace and Anantraj. These are the typical mid cap companies, not very large market cap companies. And in terms of numbers, in terms of valuation, there is a comfort. So if I have to participate for, let's say, next about 6 months to 12 months, I would surely go with these two names with a more than 18-20% kind of an upside potential.
Mahindra Lifespace, interesting name, very interesting name. Hemang, what is your view on the paint sector? Asian Paints is saying we are ready. Competition आता जाता रहता है. Grasim is saying that हिला देंगे paint industry. One will get it right, one will get it wrong.
Nikunj, what market is going through currently is more of a certain narrative and the hype which is there around the Grasim launch. No doubt, there is going to be a little bit of challenge for Asian Paint, which always had a very dominating kind of a position in the paints business. But if you look at the basic business model, the distribution, the brand, I don't think there's going to be too much of a damage that can happen. If the market is growing at a certain pace, remember that Asian Paint is clocking volume growth of north of 10 to 12% consistently. So as long as they are able to deliver volume growth using their business model and reach, I don't foresee much of an issue. In fact, if you see a further, let's say 3, 4, 5% kind of a cut, you should be buying Asian Paints. I don't think we should get too negative because of the new player entering into the frame. You remember, Nikunj, that Bharti people had doubts when Geo was launched and what exactly is going to happen and all that. But we all know that they held their ground well, and what happened is a history. So I think we should not get too much carried away by the hype.
Within the power ecosystem, which are the stocks that you like?
I think though we've seen media reports that the green energy, renewable energy, worldwide they're now 30%, and in India we continue to see that some of the companies continue to trade at much higher multiple, and they continue to go up. So purely from a thematic perspective or momentum perspective, I do see merit in buying into the names like Adani Green, which is showing remarkable resilience. People can have their own views and doubts about what kind of growth they will deliver, but I think given the momentum and theme which is there in India, I do see a case for a 20-25% kind of an upside even from current price.
On that note, Hemang, actually, we let you go. Thanks so much for making time and speaking with us.